Hi there, folks. Welcome to 7 After 6. I'm Mark Mason Jr., joined today by Zoo New York's Interim Executive Director, Mark Irwin. Mark, how you doing?
Very good, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, very good. We're actually talking today about something very special. It was back in October that we last spoke about that New York Times article, which brought in more than $200,000 for you guys. And we haven't really caught up with you since, as far as I know. So we're going to talk a bit about that today. But really special, Mark announced it right as he was coming in. You guys just got a huge donation.
That's right, yeah. I was just at the zoo, just opened the mail, and we have a large donation that came in just today, yeah.
Are you willing to say how much?
Yeah, it's for $100,000.
That is just such a large amount of money. Back in October when you got it, you said that checks weren't that much. They were closer to $80,000 or
Well, we had initially when the story came out, almost immediately we started to see donations coming in. A lot were coming through our PayPal. We have a PayPal for online donations. So we saw a surge like that. The average, we had almost 2,000 small donations, averaging around $108 each. So that was a big surprise to have that volume come through. We also had a number of checks that started to come in as well. It surged a little bit more after the paper version of the New York Times came out. So it's been a few little waves, but that initial wave was wild.
But even now, I mean, it's, what, 4 months after that came out, and you're still getting huge checks, $100,000. I know you said it's anonymous, so we won't go into who it is, but
it's an anonymous donor who read that article and wanted to do something to help animals and education, and they over the last few months have been looking into what we do and what we provide.
Are you willing to say if they're in the U.S. or if they're outside the U.S.?
They're in the U.S., yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good bit of ways from us, or somewhere around here?
I probably shouldn't go farther than that.
Sure.
But yeah, it's someone who connected with us because of that article.
That is so cool. We did not know he was going to come in and say that, and that is so neat, $100,000. But you've also been getting smaller donations ever since that article came out as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, so the pace has slowed down quite a bit, but we still do see some of those initial donors actually set it up to be a monthly donation. So in advance of coming in today, I looked at it, and we're getting $2,000 to $3,000 donations from that. So it's small donations, but people that care anywhere in the U.S. I haven't looked to see if there's any internationally beyond that, but certainly just small donations have made a difference.
How much of a difference do you think? I mean, I guess first I want to ask you, where does that money end up going, those smaller checks, and then how much of a difference does it make for the zoo?
So that's going to be something that our board looks at. We have a board of directors who works with, they basically oversee the zoo. It's called the Thompson Park Conservancy, and so they manage that. They're going to be looking at the budget and making decisions as to what's best for the organization. And it's something that's been a real game changer. You know, if you look back 2 years ago, where were we? We were struggling, and it was the community that stepped up. We got support from volunteers like you wouldn't believe. Businesses stepped up to be sponsors, and of course our volunteers and our staff and our board. So that's kind of what got us to this point. And since then, we've seen this extra donation that we didn't expect to have this much support come through. If you look at it overall, I think we're well over 400,000 from the donations. And so this is probably right around getting us up to 500.
And those smaller checks are around $2,000. I mean, it's decided by the board, but generally speaking, does it go to specific parts of the zoo, like maybe animal maintenance or feeding them, or what does it go to?
So a lot of the small checks are, we get some for $10, and sometimes they mail cash for $10. So we have a full spectrum as to how much comes in, but we do track it. We've tried to build capacity so that we can track where these are coming in and communicate with our donors. A lot of people want updates, but we also want to thank them. And in some cases, they want to keep giving, which is so important for what we want to do. So what happens is that we'll track that, and that goes into a budget. We have a budget that is set by the board, and they'll look at what's been done in the previous years, and they'll adjust it based on what they know of what's coming up. So it's really quite an amazing operation because you have aspects of a cafe, so food service, you've got a gift shop, you're selling merchandise, you've got education, running classes and reaching out to kids. Then you've got, of course, animal care and veterinary care and the business offices. It's really a broad scope to operate it. So the board's going to decide how that gets allocated for the coming year.
And as we were kind of talking about before we started the interview, that $100,000 is also getting mostly decided by the board, right?
Yeah, so that's going to be a donation that we're going to put that into the budget for the coming year, I'm sure.
Is there anything in particular, I know this is so soon after you got it, but you said that you've kind of been cooking with them on this for a little bit. Is there any idea if that's all going to go towards one place or maybe spread out across all the different needs of the zoo, or how do you think?
Well, we'll look at all kind of where we want to get to. So the board sets the direction, the strategic direction that we want to go with the zoo, and they'll apply it in a way that works for that purpose. So,
you said this weekend you've got a free day coming up, and where you get to see a lot of the animals that are going to benefit from this money. If you could go into that a little bit, I'm sure people at home would be interested.
Yeah, so this weekend is Snowtown USA, and we're excited to partner with Snowtown USA to offer a free admission day. So if you want to come out to the zoo and see the animals, there's lots to do in the park as well, but it's going to be Kids Day, and you can get into the zoo for free as well. That's something that I think is important for our community, and Snowtown is such a great event that we get to celebrate with them and do something for the community. We've had a lot going on over the last couple of years. Our partners at the City of Watertown and Jefferson County have been wonderful, and this is something that helps build our community, and I think it helps serve our mission.
Going forward with the zoo, is there any large plans going forward with the money or just in general? You know, any lofty ideas or?
Well, we are going to be looking through that as part of the budget process. Number one, we have to be a stable operation. We need to make sure that we're doing our basics, and then we'll be looking at what is it that we could do that would better serve our community and enhance our mission.
Mark, I think that's all we have. I mean, if there's something you want to say, I'll leave it open to you.
I just say follow us on Facebook. If you don't, we got some great videos there. You can see what our animals are doing, and you get announcements there as well. And certainly go to our website and think about being a member, because it's a great deal. It makes back the cost very quickly.
Everybody, Mark Irwin, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night.